40% of Gen Z reports chronic anxiety. We're called the therapy generation, the anxious generation, the generation that can't handle reality. But what if I told you? Gen Z isn't weak. The world is just breaking them in ways no generation has experienced before. Let's talk facts. Gen Z, people born between 1997 and 2012, has the highest rates of anxiety and depression ever recorded for young adults. Not just a little higher, significantly higher. 1 in 2. Think about that. Half of an entire generation is struggling with their mental health. And before you blame it on phones or say we're just too sensitive, let me ask you something. When was the last time you lived through a global pandemic during your formative years? When did you graduate into a job market where entry-level positions require 5 years of experience? When did you try to rent an apartment that costs 40% of your income? Yeah, that's what I thought. Gen Z isn't experiencing one crisis. We're experiencing all the crises simultaneously. We came of age during the aftermath of 9/11 and endless wars, the 2008 financial crisis, watching our parents lose jobs and homes, school shooting drills becoming normal, climate change reports getting more dire every year, a global pandemic that isolated us during crucial developmental years, and an economic reality where we're expected to work harder than ever just to afford the basics. But here's what really breaks the brain: social media. We're the first generation that never gets to turn it off. Our brains are marinating in a 24/7 stream of everyone else's highlight reel, global catastrophes in real time, comparison culture on steroids, and constant productivity pressure. You're supposed to have a career, 3 side hustles, a perfect body, a curated aesthetic, strong opinions on everything, and maintain your mental health. The math isn't matching. Here's what people don't get. This anxiety isn't all in our heads. It's in our bodies. Chronic stress doesn't just make you feel bad. It physically changes your brain. It floods your system with cortisol. It disrupts your sleep. It weakens your immune system. It affects your digestion, your heart, your ability to concentrate. Gen Z isn't too sensitive. We're having a normal biological response to an abnormal amount of stress. Think about it. Your nervous system can't tell the difference between a tiger chasing you and your bank account hitting zero before payday. Your third job rejection this week. Doom scrolling climate change news at 2 a.m. Comparing your life to influencers who seem to have it all figured out. To your brain, it's all threats, and your body stays in fight or flight mode 24/7. That's not sustainable. That's not living. That's surviving. And here's the cruelest part. We're told to just practice self-care. Like a face mask and a gratitude journal are going to fix systemic problems. Don't get me wrong, therapy is amazing. Boundaries are essential. Taking care of your mental health is critical. Gen Z is actually incredible at this. We've destigmatized mental health in ways previous generations never did. But you can't yoga your way out of not being able to afford rent. You can't meditate away student debt. You can't manifest a living wage. The mental health crisis isn't because Gen Z is broken. It's because the system is broken. And we're just the first generation brave enough to say it out loud. But here's what gives me hope. Gen Z isn't just sitting with this pain. We're demanding better from employers, actual work-life balance, mental health days, fair wages, building communities of support instead of suffering in silence, challenging the hustle culture that's killing us, speaking openly about therapy, medication, and mental health without shame, and refusing to accept that this is just how it is. We're redefining what success looks like. We're prioritizing mental health over productivity. We're choosing authenticity over perfection. And we're fighting for systemic change, not just individual coping mechanisms. So the next time someone calls Gen Z the anxious generation, remember, we're not anxious because we're weak. We're anxious because we're awake. We're aware, and we're not willing to pretend everything is fine when it's not.